Good morning, my friends, on this wonderful Wednesday. And we are looking at some different things today. We have looking at Tesla today. You know, it's pretty funny, how the elections are it's almost like an excuse, okay? And it's something I've noticed too, is that certain events are just used as an excuse for price to be manipulated, okay? That way, it can entice people to put money on the table, while the professionals are taking money off the table. So, Tesla is a perfect example of this, okay? This is just perfect example. Here is right before the elections. Then you have the elections and it jumps up for a little over a week, 8 days. So 8 candles, we've been jumping up. Okay? Now, prior to this, we've been ranging in the 210 to 250 range for like the past year, it seems like. Okay? It's been very boring on Tesla. No real action. Okay? And all that is that was just price consolidating and everyone filling in their orders in the 200 area. But now that price, you have this election, okay? And within 8 days, you've gone from, 220 to 328. So you've gained 50% of value in your stock. Okay? That's a 50% move up. So if you see that and you say, oh, it's the election, the election, oh, whatever you have, B, that's why it's going up. Well, okay, that's what they're using to make it going up. But personally, when I look at it, I just see price movement in the simple format, because Tesla has not done anything different from prior to the election to after the election. It doesn't matter what the owner of Tesla does. It doesn't matter, okay? There's no reason for this to be jumping up 50% like this, okay? It's just an idea. It's hope and an idea. Well, because somebody's doing something, okay, then the value's going to be going up. It doesn't take away from the inherent value of it. Okay? It seemed to me that the inherent value of the share price was in the low to mid 200s, because that seems to be where nothing's going on. That's where price tends to settle. So now that we're at 328 and it's the election's over and people are getting hyped up over this company, even now more than ever, and they're starting to buy more shares of it. If you were buying in the 200s, why are you not selling right now? You should be selling into these events. Okay? A lot of stocks across the board have been doing well post-election, but some of them have not been. And the ones that tend to have these big jump ups after the elections, there's no reason not to just sell it, okay? You're going to have plenty of opportunities to get more back up. When you're solely buying and selling, you have nothing but opportunities when you trade like that. Because even if you sell and it wasn't like a real super high, you can always wait for a pullback to a nice level and just buy some more again. It's not a big deal. You already made money on your previous trade. What's it going to hurt you to buy some more at a later date? You know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just funny how the market behaves, you know. This right here, 328, this is gorgeous to me, but this is just a nice move up, nothing unexpected. Zooming out a little bit, if I zoom out a little bit and take a bigger, broad picture of the history here, this is a easy to see play right here. There's nothing wrong with this movement. There's nothing amazing about it. There's nothing wrong with it. I am so indifferent to this chart right here, because all it has doing right here, you have a high up here, you have a higher low. Right now, you're making a lower high. You haven't broken that $400 region. It did not have the power to break that $400 region. So to me, this was just a nice move up in the past week. Okay, if I was buying around here, perfect time to take some profits right here. There's nothing wrong with that. Who cares if it goes to $600 a share? You just made 50% on your investment. Are you ever going to get 50% at a bank? No. So that's exactly why this is a good opportunity to take. If you don't want to take it all off the table, if you are convinced that it's going to 500, great. That is your style. But you just made 50% on a position. I'm trying to save you some pain in case price pulls back from here, and then you're upside down in your position and you're kicking yourself because you didn't take some profit off here. Taste some of your victory right now. That's what I'm trying to say. When you have a victory, taste it. Take a munch of it. Enjoy it. It's a good feeling. It's a beautiful feeling when you're making money in this business. It really is. It sounds so emotional, but it's a really wonderful thing to be making money in like the hardest business in the game as an individual investor, and you're making money. You should be just so happy with that victory and pay yourself a little bit. Let's see how Pepsi is doing. Okay, Pepsi is still holding its own. It's still holding this slightly bearish channel on the weekly here. Playing out right into our little daily play there. Look at that. Tell me we are not crazy. Look at this, my friends. Sometimes the market, it just behaves exactly as you think it's going to behave. When you see it happen over and over and over again, you tend to have a projection there, and it does just that. Look at this. We drew these scribblies a month ago, weeks ago. And look how it's played out. Oh, that is a thing of gorgeous. As ugly as that might be, doing this on your phone, you can still do technical analysis on your phone. Okay? You really can. Because look at that. It went right down. It followed what we had projected Pepsi to do to a T. And now we're at 163.15, which is our load up zone, right back to where they came out with the earnings report back on July the 11th, 4 months later. So it took 4 months for this round trip to take effect. Earnings report, price jumps up, makes a nice round trip, and now everybody that was buying at the earnings report, they're right back where we started. So this is our buy zone right here for Pepsi, especially on the scalping opportunity, okay? Because there's no reason for Pepsi not to punish some people up here at 172. That would be my immediate first take profit point. If I'm buying Pepsi today, I am so glad I had a reminder set for Pepsi. This is hilarious. So, to me personally, this is an easy 8% trade, you know. Buy Pepsi today, sell it off at 172.50. Easy money. Because now everybody's convinced that since Pepsi's made this round trip and we're right back to where earnings was, they're convinced that it's going to collapse from here. But on the weekly, okay, you haven't broken this low yet. So provided we don't go below 156, I'm starting to load up on Pepsi now, bit by bit, okay? I'm buying today, 160 I'll buy, 159 I'll buy. If it starts moving up, 167, I'll add a little more to the basket. And then I'll be offloading. 172, and I'll even hold the rest till 178. I don't care if it goes to $500 a share. Stop dreaming. You can make more money on these small moves, bit by bit, than waiting for that big, giant move. Okay? Them big moves, you want to wait on big moves like that, then you kind of have to zoom out and play very high time frames, okay? Very high time frames to be playing like that. So that's just kind of how I view it. It's nice to see a Pepsi play out. That's why this game, this business, it's such a thing of patience. Because if you think about it on Pepsi, we were talking about Pepsi 5-6 weeks ago on how we wanted it to get to the 167, 163, 165 area before we started considering a buy. And we waited. And finally, here we are. 163. That's a thing of beauty. But see how that's inverse on the elections? See, Pepsi, it didn't care about the elections. Pepsi's indifferent to news like that. Why? Because it's a soft drink. It's candy in a can. All right? It doesn't care. It doesn't matter who's president. People are still going to be drinking Pepsi products. You know, so you kind of keep that in mind too when you're looking at different investments. Okay, some things are just base value for what they are. Okay. Corn is corn. Corn is not the price. The price on a bushel of corn is not going to matter too much who's in charge. Okay, the only thing that's going to change the price in corn is the volume of corn being bought and sold, and if people stop eating corn or not. So, I hope everybody has a good day. It was a wacky Wednesday, but nice to see Pepsi. making a nice play there. And I will talk to everybody on the next video. Peace.